Hey guys, this is going to be a very quick start on Node Express using EJS, SCSS compiler, and Grunt Live Reload. First thing that you want to do is you want to open up 3 terminals. I have one terminal here, one terminal here, one terminal here. This one's going to be your Node app server. This is this, and this is this. On your first one, what you want to do is you want to clone the GitHub Node bare bones into whatever directory that you want. I'm going to go into my dev folder and clone it into a folder called new app. As soon as that's done, go into that new app folder and edit the package.json. Inside the package.json, you want to change the name to whatever you just named your project. I'm going to put this new app in this case, and then you want to change the author to whoever you are. That's it. You want to save that, and that's about it. Prerequisites is npm, node, and grunt. Command line interface and grunt. npm, my version, node version, and grunt version. Once that is done, just Google how to install those things. It's very easy. Hit npm install. This is going to go and install all your dependencies for the application. While that's cooking, you want to go ahead and go into that same exact dev new app folder, whatever you named it, on the other terminals. Once you're in here and you got all that stuff running, this thing should be almost, well, let it go. The SCSS compiler listener, all you're going to want to do is inside our bin folder, you're going to see a watch-css file. So from the main, from the root of your application, you're going to type in npm run watch-css. You're going to hit enter. You're going to switch the terminals to the main file listener. This is what is going to automatically reload your browser when any other your main files get updated or modified. You're going to run grunt watch. Hit enter. That's it. It's running. Now, last thing is we're going to run node app on the application server terminal. Once you start that, the server is going to be started and listening on port 4000. Once you reload your browser, or rather go into your browser and to put localhost port 4000, and you should see this message. If you see this message, everything is correctly running. Really quick, now that that's done, to let you see that things are running and just to double check on your machine that everything is running correctly, I'm going to go into the folder that we just created, new app. Go into there, into your views folder, index.ejs. Inside here, you're going to see test 112. Modify that to whatever you want and hit save. You're going to see 2 things happening. One, the grunt live reload is going to tell you what file was changed, and then your browser is going to automatically reload. So we have that is running correctly. Next, we're going to check the SCSS compiler and listener. Go in there, modify your main.scss. Once you modify this, we're going to see 2 things going on, or rather 3 things, right? Chained. If you go into background and modify it to FFF, you put 333. One, your compiler is going to compile it. Then your live reload is going to update, and then your browser is going to reload all at once. So if you hit save here, compiles it, reloads it, browser refreshing, everything's working correctly. That's it. You can look around the folder structure if you want. That's pretty much the whole entire tutorial. I'm going to go through really quick overview on what exactly things are doing and how things work here. If you're completely new, then this might get you up and running a little bit quicker. We'll start with the package.json. Your dependencies of your application, the scripts that you're running when you type in npm space watch-css, it looks in your bin folder and it runs that watch-css file. If you look inside the bin file real quick, the watch basically just says run the build script whenever the SCSS file is changed. On the build script, you tell it what SCSS files to watch and where to deploy, or rather to compile the .css files from that. That's about that in a nutshell. The grunt file basically runs the grunt watcher on port 8000 if there's no port defined when you type in grunt watch on your live reload window. This files in a really quick. There's a lot more things that you can do with this, but as far as getting up and running goes, you basically tell it, watch everything in the public folder, everything in our views folder, and everything in our partials folder. And that's basically all you have to really know to get up and running with that thing. The app.js gets you up and running with Express really quick and tells you what .ejs folder to load the views from when you type in res.render down here. Your routes are should be self-explanatory. When you type in localhost with nothing else over there, it's gonna render your index.ejs, app.get, about, function. Everything else is the same. That should be self-explanatory again. 4000 is a server port that you're running it on. You can run this on anything. And the last thing I will say is that in the partials, the only reason why I included a header.ejs was to display two things. One is that you're loading a link style sheet from css/main. That means that our public folder is public. Where that is defined is in the app.js this line. It's basically exactly what it says. And then the second thing that the header.ejs was to show you how to include separate files, so you can utilize code reuse easier. You'll see that in index.ejs. This line right here shows you how to do that. This last line, live reload, basically shows activates the grunt live reloader, so you can run that and everything works fine. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Again, you can swap out or keep in the EJS. You can put in Angular on this, React, Bootstrap, whatever, any of the thousands of frameworks that are pretty much the same. And hopefully that gets you up and running.